Welcome to the best commander podcast in the world. This episode's going to be a little bit different. We're balling on a budget bomb.
It's about time. This is the conclusion of the budget bomb series
for now.
For the time being. Budget bombs, part 1. Chapter 1 of budget bombs is concluded with balling on a budget bomb. Every card in this deck that we're about to show you is under $1 or exactly $1.
Which is good. I'm your host, Joe Cherries.
I'm your host, BZ, and that makes us the Nitpicking Nerds. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I mean, you're about to see the best thing ever, so you might as well subscribe in advance.
Yeah. You always want to subscribe in advance, because if you don't subscribe in advance, it just makes me upset.
Yeah, we don't have disclaimers on the podcast, so
yeah,
hope's dashed.
Yeah, I wasn't doing a disclaimer. I was telling them it makes me sad if they watch our video.
You don't want to make Joe sad. Come on. No card above $1 in this entire deck. We'll go over what the deck actually costs money-wise at the end. So Jeleva, Nephalia's Scourge, is the budget bomb commander we picked. She's 80 cents. She's really good. Let's read her.
1 in a Grixis, which is the new way of saying
2 mana, wow.
1 in a Grixis, a single Grixis, which is 1 blue, black, red. For those who don't know, legendary vampire wizard, 1/3 flying. When she enters the battlefield, each player exiles the top X cards of their library, where X is the amount of mana spent to cast Jeleva. Whenever she attacks, you may cast an instant or sorcery card exiled without paying its mana cost.
So there's a lot of restrictions when you can't have any cards above $1. I spent about 2 hours building this deck, and my heart was crushed so many times when I tried to, I was like, this card's perfect. Like, no, can't play it.
It's $1.30.
So if you're on a strict budget, I got you. This deck is actually sweet. I'm so happy with where it ended up. We're trying to cheat big spells into play with Jeleva. You'll see what big spells that cost less than $1. There's only a few, but there's some good ones. I didn't put any schmucks in this deck.
It turns out that it doesn't matter if the big spell, if it costs 58 mana,
yeah,
but it says you win the game, people will buy it.
Right. That's what makes the other spells unaffordable.
Yeah,
that's that any big spell.
Yeah,
you just can't.
That's exactly what I'm saying. Like, it does not matter if it costs 11 mana and it says you get
2 creatures back. I don't know.
You get incremental value. It's like, well, I'll take it. It's like, yeah. But that's what players do.
But one thing about Jeleva that mitigates the budget bombs in general anyway is that she can take spells from your opponents. You can just steal their $50 cards. You don't have to play your own.
Another reason that Jeleva was chosen as the commander is we avoided green because we felt green having so many ramp staples under $1 would make green easy to make a deck.
Maybe if we did more budget, kept doing budget bomb decks, I would go back to green. But for the first one, I didn't want to do a green deck. I felt like cheating. Oh, Llanowar Elves was 25 cents. Like, I feel like I'm getting more information out there with something like this.
Fireseek, Explosive Vegetation. There's infinite budget versions.
Like, that's it. So I picked a Grixis one where you need to find mana rocks and removal and board wipes. But if you can't cheat out the big spells, we're going to ramp into them. With the rest of our deck.
Well, the ramp that we have is just like mana rocks. It's
we got some spell ramp too, and there's a little bit of spell slinging going on.
Well, I just wanted to mention the mana rocks. Like, we just put basically it was all the mana rocks that could fit. Oh, there's a whole section for it.
I tried to cover it. This is not your average Nitpicking Nerds deck. This is extensive.
Okay, I didn't realize we were going that much.
We're gonna go over like half the deck.
Okay, that's fair.
Okay, the first category is the Spellslinger category. A little bit of throwing spells around. There's a little bit of triggers when we cast spells. This isn't the main focus of the deck, but a lot of the deck, you just happen to be slinging spells, so we might as well have payoffs for it.
That's fair. First one is Rail Storm's Conduct.
Conduit?
Conduct.
2 blue-red for a 4 loyalty Rail.
What was that?
Whenever you cast or copy an instant or sorcery spell, Rail deals 1 damage to target opponent or planeswalker. +2, scry 1. More importantly, -2. When you cast your next instant or sorcery spell, copy it. You may choose new targets for the copy. This residually pings people for 1. That's the Spellslinger part. We'll get to the rest of it later.
Some more Spellslinger. We have Talon, Sky Summoner. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, you get a 2/2 flying Drake. Those Drakes are obviously represented by Drake the Rapper in no other way.
This is like your plan C. I think you just end up playing Talran randomly, and you don't really care if he dies. But if you have to make 6 or 7 Drakes, that's cool. For just $1, I wanted a plentiful amount of ways to actually win once you get going. So this is probably the worst one. I think it's pretty good.
Nothing wrong with it.
You need a board state. There's not many creatures in this deck.
Firemind's Research.
Blue and red for an enchantment. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, you get a charge counter on it, and then you pay 1 and a blue to remove 2 charge counters from it, draw a card, or 1 in a red, remove 5 charge counters from it, deal 5 damage to any target. This can dome players, take out pesky creatures. It's going to sit there forever. No one's ever going to kill it.
Yeah, who's killing it?
Especially if you leave open mana to draw a card. Who's ever killing this?
It's just get caught in the board wipe eventually.
An enchantment board wipe?
There's a lot. There's
not that many.
austere command. There's stuff like that.
I mean, just cash it in. Deal 5 to a player. This can help finish people off.
I'm not arguing with that. I'm just saying, that's how it's dying. It's getting caught in the board wipe.
It'll sit there. It'll gain you incremental advantage. It's an heuristic study, but it's $1. It's actually 50 cents.
It also gets eaten up by the second target of Dust to Dawn.
Return to Dust?
Return to Dust. Return to Dust, yeah.
D-U-S.
Yeah.
A consonant. I don't know what that one was.
Yeah, it gets... next, there's Crackling Drake.
Crackling Drake is under $1. I love this card.
It's an X, or I guess it's technically a star for... Its power and toughness is equal to the number of instants and sorceries in your graveyard and in exile.
It's a red, blue flyer.
Yes, it is red,
It's a
blue,
big flyer. It cantrips, so it replaces itself, so you don't have to worry about it. And it can actually just get in for some serious damage.
I even forgot it cantrip. That's awesome that it cantrips.
Well, that's the best. That's the most important part to me, honestly.
It is really important.
If it didn't cantrip, it'd be Enigma Drake.
Yeah.
Enigma Drake is not very interesting.
Yeah, we're not playing Enigma Drake. It's better than Enigma Drake, but it's not by much.
Yes. Some other spell-slinging stuff. Mystic Retrieval, 3 and a blue. Return an instant or sorcery from your graveyard to your hand. And it flashes back for 2 and a red. That just helps you. If you cast a spell that you want to cast more than once, get it back, do it again. Get it back, do it again.
In blue-red Spellslinger, this card is just good.
Oh, yeah. We have some cards that add mana to our pool. They get real nasty with this card. You just keep doing it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's true. Goblin Necromancer, he decreases the amount you have to pay for instant sorceries by 1.
We can't put his big brother Brawl in, because Brawl's too expensive. He's like $4.
Yeah, I was going to say it's $4 or $5.
But Goblin Necromancer, right in our price range. It's ramp, in a sense. It's going in. We got plenty of big things to try to power out.
He's like 25 cents.
Yeah, he's nothing. Melik is at Paragon. Is a really weird card. I'm not trying to do the weird pun, but he's 4 blue-red for a 2/4. Play with the top card of your library revealed. You can cast it if it's an instant or sorcery, and then whenever you cast an instant or sorcery from your library, you copy it.
What weird pun?
I said he was a weird card.
Oh.
I didn't mean that. And I'm not trying to. I don't think that's funny.
He is a weird card.
No.
He's also a weird card.
Ooh. Whoa. Talk about the card.
I mean, you just get to play the instant sorceries at the top of your deck. There's a decent amount in this deck, and they double. I mean,
this card is okay. I mean, in a competitive mana, this card sucks because it does 6 mana, and you got to untap with it. This deck was shockingly inexpensive. I think, for what it's worth, this is a really good way to gain some advantage.
Yeah, and in a format that's okay. Say you're playing 1DH. There's no sorts of plus. You're 1DH.
This deck looks insane. If every deck is 1DH, this deck looks really good.
1DH is so dumb.
Well, that's not a real format. I'm not pretending it's a real format. But if your friends have a similar budget to you, and you're like, okay, well, we're going to set this restriction. This deck is sweet. This is really cool.
Swarm Intelligence.
This next card I love. Swarm Intelligence, you gotta read it.
I do have to read Swarm Intelligence. 6 and a blue for an enchantment. Yes. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, you may copy that spell. You may choose new targets for the copy. I like how every one of them has to say that because obviously...
You never know.
It just feels like when you make a copy, it obviously doesn't have to target the same things. I
don't know. I like that it's there. It's comforting. But it's cast from anywhere. So if you're flashbacking a spell, you're casting it for free with Jeleva, you get to copy it. Any sort of shenanigans, jumpstart, flashback, aftermath, you get to cast a copy.
Ooh, I like this next little package here, though.
Yes, this
because there's not much to talk about Swarm Intelligence. It's just
it's a top end. It's really good. It'll help you win the game.
It does what it does, and there's not much to say about it.
Your deck goes on steroids with Swarm Intelligence.
So Surveil package. We put this in a couple of videos when.
Yeah, we sprinkle it in, and this was perfect because I checked it. All these cards are under $1, and they're all actually super good.
Disinformation campaign is 1 blue-black. When it enters the battlefield, each opponent discards a card, and you draw a card.
It's an enchantment.
Whenever you surveil, return it to your hand.
So we replaced a couple other cards that would normally not surveil with slightly worse, if not equally good, ways to draw cards or kill creatures that also surveil. So now this campaign can just run away with the game.
Yep. Yeah. So
you can just put them up on screen and just say what they are. We don't need to read all 4.
Sinister Sabotage, Counterspell, Price of Fame is a targeted removal spell. Notion is a draw spell, and Discovery Dispersal is. On one side, it is a preordain effect, but surveils instead of doesn't destroy. And the other side is, oh god, what is the other side?
Pretty sweet. You bounce their highest thing and they all discard.
That's what
that's card advantage. That starts getting real spicy. But I love surveils, and I love the fact that we can fit that in.
Oh, I guess we're going in the mana ramp.
Now we're going into mana ramp. This is both what rocks do we end up putting in and how else can we ramp, because there's some really weird ones.
One of the ways you didn't put Goblin Electromancer in, you put him in Spellslinger.
Yeah.
He's a way to ramp.
He says it's in our sorceries. I put his buddy in here. Let's get to the rocks. Rakdos, Dimir, and Izzet Lockets. They are 3 mana rocks. Tap for either one of the guild colors. Then you can pay 4 guild hybrids and sack it to draw 2 cards. So cash in for a reasonable price if you really need cards. And they're there for you. They produce mana.
Midnight Clock is awesome.
Midnight Clock is so good.
At each upkeep, it gets a... Well, it's... Okay, let's start...
Why don't we start with the playable part?
I am. 3 blue.
2 and a blue.
What is wrong with me? What is wrong with me? I know
like
what this
over 8 on cards.
I know what this card does. 2 and a blue for an artifact that taps for a blue. So it's just so it's a manalith essentially that only taps for blue.
Yeah, I'm already in. And in budget, I'm already in.
But at the beginning of each player's upkeep, it gets a time counter. When it has 12, you remove it from the game.
Yep.
Exile it? Is it
Exile it, yeah.
shuffle your hand and your library into your deck and draw a fresh
And your
seven.
graveyard.
And your graveyard.
Shuffle your library into your deck.
Darn it.
How do I do that?
I can't speak today, apparently. I know what the card does.
This is a mana rock that eventually provides card advantage and resets everybody else. I think it's really strong.
I like this card a lot. I like Midnight Clock.
I would play it more. I just don't have a deck it goes in. But I think it's really good. In regular Commander. And this is one of the best cards in the deck. For a budget.
Ballin on a budget bomb.
Ballin on a budget. Budget bomb!
Budget bomb!
Firemind Vessel is 4 mana for a tapped artifact that produces 2 mana of different colors. And Hedron Archive is 4 mana for an artifact that produces 2 colorless, or you can pay 2 and second to draw 2 cards. It's a little bit better than all the lockets. Hedron Archive is the best rock aside from Midnight Clock.
Midnight Clock's the best rock. Yeah,
Definitely.
No, that's not true. The Talisman's better.
The Talisman? Oh, yeah, the Talisman.
The Talisman's probably better.
Get to the 2 mana rocks. This is the.
I don't know what this one even is. You're going to have to read it.
Corrupted Graftstone is a 2 mana rock that everybody forgot about. But it's here because it's really good in 1DH, apparently. Okay, I'm not even going to call it 1DH because that's garbage. It's really good in Ballin' on a Budget Bomb. That's the new format, okay? It enters tapped, and it taps for a mana of any color of cards in your graveyard. You choose a color of a card in your graveyard, it taps for that mana. This is, once you Faithless Looting once, or you opt, or you Thought Scour yourself, this just is a mana rock that costs 2, and it's very good.
It's certainly a card.
Prismatic Lens it's better than Prismatic Lens,
That's
which
for
is
sure.
a 2 mana colorless rock, but you can pay 1 and filter into any color. Not very good. Talisman of Creativity, 2 mana rock. It produces colorless, blue or red, but the blue or red deals damage to you.
Yeah, that one's the best one. That's got to be the best mana rock of the
It's
deck.
just so efficient.
I mean, Talismans are just very good cards.
Having an untapped colored rock is just so crazy. And I'm surprised the blue-red one was the one that was under $1 of all of them. I don't know. You can read the next one.
Nightscape Familiar, 1 in the black for a zombie 1/1. Blue spells and red spells you cast cost 1 less. 1 in the black, regenerate them.
He'll survive your board wipe, so that's not really why we play him. He's better than Goblin Electromancer.
I don't know if he's better than
He reduces all your spells.
Not your black spells. Not your
Think
mono.
about how many. There's almost no mono black spells in this deck.
I can think of one.
There's just the Surveil one.
Nope.
There's like a couple board wipes, and there's then.
Yep.
It doesn't matter.
There's more than one. It doesn't reduce all your spells.
reduces-
BZ lied to you.
90% of your deck. This is much better.
That's not true. There's
And he regenerates.
He doesn't reduce 90% of your deck. Lands don't get reduced. Got him. This man doesn't know what he's talking about.
Nightscape Familiar is pretty efficient, and it'll help you power out those big things that we'll get to. We're making you wait for the big things. What dollar big things do we get? What do we pull out of the dollar bin?
The dollar bit.
Now into the more obscure ways to ramp.
I mean, these are just, they're rituals. Seething Song and Mana Geyser. Seething Song cost,
2 in a red.
I could have, 2 in a red make 5 red. And Mana Geyser is 3 red. For each tapped land opponents control, you get 1 red mana.
Usually about 10 to 15. Mana
Sometimes-
Geyser makes a ridiculous amount of mana.
Yeah, it does.
I'm super stoked that it's under $1 because it goes right in here. Drownyard Temple is another one. We have a lot of discard that we can do. We have Faithless Looting and even Chemist's Insight discards card. Frantic Search discards card. Plenty of things.
Discard a card.
Right. It taps for colorless, but you can pay 3 to return it from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. So you just pitch it as soon as you can and treat it like a ramp spell from your graveyard.
I mean,
I think that's got to be good enough for this deck.
On a budget bomb, yeah.
Ballin on a budget bomb? Get it in there. Blight Herder obviously is in this deck. It is a 5-mana 4/5.
Oh, you know it off the top of your head.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Oh, obviously.
When you cast it, they can't even counter this. When you cast Blight Herder, you can process 2 cards your opponents own in exile, which means put them into the graveyard. And if you do, you get 3 Scions that are 1/1s and can sack for colorless mana. So those 3 Scions, you can just sit around for later in the next spell you cast, if it's a next spell, or you just want to save mana, you get a refund of 3 on it.
I don't understand what processing is.
Oh, physically, I don't know. But if you're wondering how we get those exiled cards,
Jeleva.
there is one of Nile Spellbomb in this deck, and Jeleva exiles 16 cards. You pick the ones that she can never get, like creatures or lands, and then you get 3 1/1s.
And then some cheesy little ramp here.
Oh, yeah.
There's 2 bounce lands in the deck, and we have Snap.
There's Is It Boilerworks and Dimir Aqueduct, and Temple of the False God.
So there's lands that produce 3 mana, or 2 mana. They don't produce 3.
They produce 2 mana by themselves.
Yeah, so you Snap is 1 in the blue, return target creature to its owner's hand, untap 2 lands. So you just, if you untap one of these, you've created an extra mana. Frantic Search, 2 in the blue, draw 2, discard 2, untap 3 lands.
Frantic Search might be the best card in the deck. Frantic Search is a ridiculous Magic card.
It's a very good Magic card.
It is free. It doesn't cost anything. And money-wise, it doesn't cost anything anyway.
If Faithless Looting costed no mana, it would be busted.
Oh, yeah, it would be so
Which is
stupid.
exactly what this is.
So it might seem innocuous, but there it is. If you're trying to ramp up to a big spell that we'll get to, you can. It's just for free. You get an extra mana.
I need you to stop getting so excited about the spells we haven't got to
It's
yet.
pretty sweet. Snap, actually, you're going to want to most of the time bounce Jeleva to get her back
To save
to
her.
exile more cards
Or save her.
or save her from something. Yeah,
Board wipe, Snap.
yeah. Snap it off. All right. Okay.
Casting huge spells.
What are we doing? What spells are we casting?
Well, we're casting huge spells.
Yeah, but
That's what we're doing.
Not only are we casting them, we're copying them.
Oh, okay.
just do even more ridiculous things.
I mean, copying this first one isn't really useful.
That will not get you anywhere.
I guess if they have a voice resurgence, they'll be useful. So, but the first one is Ingaruk's Wake, which is 7 black, destroy all creatures and planeswalkers opponent's control.
Yeah, your board is fine. Your creatures are going to be unblockable for the turn, and everything just dies.
Yeah, it's just Garuk going around murdering, and Garuk does it all by himself.
He single-handedly goes individually and just chops everybody's head off.
Right? He's a bully.
He is a bully, but I don't know why I didn't like saying that. He's a big bully. If you get to attack with Jeleva and cast this, then she's unblockable. Additionally.
That's true.
So that'll almost guarantee a second attack if she survives. This is your favorite card, but I just want to read the mana cost of Cruel Ultimatum. It is, as you say, it's Grixis Black.
It's Grixis. It does. It costs Grixis Black. Target opponent sacrifices a creature, discards 3 cards, and loses 5 life. All right. It says that. I'm sorry. I misread it. You return a creature from your graveyard to your hand, draw 3 cards, then gain 5 life.
The ultimate bully card. You're going to take somebody just almost completely out of the game.
What's the flavor? Is it a good flavor text one? I can't remember.
There's always a greater power.
No, that's a lame
That's a
one.
great flavor text.
There's a different Bolas card that has much better flavor text.
He is just slapping Sarkhan across the face.
Is he slapping him?
I like to think he is.
No, that's
almost
fair.
like the Batman slapping Robin meme.
Where does that come from? I have no clue.
I don't know.
All right, next one. This one's cool to copy.
Oh, these are all cards I forgot about.
How'd you forget about this? We went over it literally 10 minutes before we started the video.
That's not what I meant. Worst Fears. 7 and a black. You control target player during their next turn. Exile Worst Fears.
Yes, it doesn't want you to keep using worst fears.
But if you copy it, you get to pick 2 different people and control them both. Like control player A during his next turn, and then B on their next. Worst Fears. I was debating whether to put it in win con or big spell. I ended up as big spell. If your opponent has any way to pay life and they can't get rid of it, then you kill them.
Yeah.
If they have necropotence in play and they're at 40, you just draw 40 cards. And they die.
Or if they have Toxic Deluge in their hand,
Fire Covenant. Oh, I'll pay 40 life. Oh, oops.
I'll deal 40 to my own creature.
I love this effect. And at Worst Fears,
I hate this effect. I hate it with a passion.
this is a mean one because they don't get an extra turn like with Emrakul. No. You lose your turn.
Yeah, it's not nice.
And you can use whoever the player is ahead, you can just use them to kill the other 2 people. It's so good. This is going to be one of the better cards. I also, the stars align because this is exactly $1. Just made me so happy.
I wish it was more.
You wish it was more so it couldn't be in here?
Yes.
No,
I hate that card.
We're teaching our fans how to kill people with $1.
All right, Ignite the Flames is the next card. This isn't even that big of a spell.
No, it's Ignite the Future.
Ignite the Future. Ignite the Future. 3 in a red for a sorcery. Exile the top 3 cards of your library until the end of your next turn. You may cast these spells. If this spell was cast from your graveyard, you instead can cast them without paying their mana cost.
How do you cast it from the graveyard?
Oh, with its flashback cost, it costs 7 in red.
That's a big spell.
That's a big spell, but that's not.
I kept it in here because once you flash it back, it lets you cast the big spells for free.
That's fair.
If you can set up your deck, set up the top cards with Brainstorm, or this really weird card, Demonic Vision or something.
I don't know what it is.
It's blue and a black. Look at the top 5. You put one into your hand, the rest on top.
A Diabolic Vision, I think.
Diabolic Vision?
I don't
Diabetic Vision?
Yes, it's the guy with the mustache. What's his name? Wilford Brimley. Yeah.
He's lurking outside the door.
It's just Wilford Brimley.
With his gangly arms. That was insensitive. Karn's Temporal Sundering.
You called him gangly.
That's not what I meant. That wasn't the insensitive part.
What did you say?
I don't remember. We're just insulting everybody. Let's move on. Karn's Temporal Sundering is 4 blue for legendary sorcery, which means you have to control your commander or Ralzeric or Melek or Talrand. That's really wordy card. And it bounces an non-land permanent to its owner's hand, and then you take an extra turn.
Yeah, and then this exiles itself.
Right, it exiles itself. If you were to say, copy this spell, then you get 2 extra turns. I count Jeleva as a way to cast big spells. So I want to give her haste, and I want to make her unblockable so that she doesn't die in combat. Because she's a tiny little 1/3.
That flies. At least she flies.
Yeah, she's a measly little lady, though.
She can be beat up by 3 spirits and die.
So we got weird ways that are not lightning greaves to give this thing haste or unblockable. First one is Manifold Key, which is 1 mana for an artifact. You can pay 1 and tap it, untap another artifact, or pay 3 and tap it. Target creature can't be blocked this turn.
That's what keys do. Keys make you unblockable.
Yes. It's really good with Jeleva, but it's also secretly good with Crackling Drake, which is like a 10-4. You can just chunk somebody for most of their life. And then we have Clout of the Dominus, red-blue hybrid for an aura. Enchant creature. If it's blue, it gets +1/+1. It has Shroud. If it's red, it gets +1/+1 and has haste. Sounds like Lightning Greaves to me. I'm pretty sure we nailed it.
Sounds like Lightning Greaves that cost mana on targets.
Yep. It's 5 mana, so you can play Jeleva on turn 5, leave open 1, and then play Clout and get some huge spell right away, which is got to be one of the most powerful draws you can have in this deck. To just cast a huge spell on turn 5 right away.
Yeah, that's sweet.
Really, really good.
Copying big spells?
Yeah. What's bigger than 1 big spell is the same big spell again.
So
2 Worst Spheres, 2 Karn's Temporal Summonings, 2
Ingaruk's Wake, because why not?
Yeah, why not? What's the first one?
Increasing Vengeance. What is the cost of this card?
It's red. Copy target instant or sorcery spell you control. If it was cast from your graveyard, copy it twice. And the flashback is 3 red.
Oh my god, Ingaruk's Wake.
3 Ingaruk's Wakes?
He just keeps going around and killing anything. He's like, everything's dead, and he comes back and he kills
3 Worst Fears, 1 for everybody.
Oh my god.
That is so sweet.
That is so lame.
That's only 13 mana. So if you fire off 1 Mana Geyser, you can easily do that.
But you're also thinking too much about it. It's also, what if you just cast the thing with Jeleva and then flashes back, and that's 5 mana? Cast your Worst Fears with Jeleva.
Oh, yeah.
And then do it.
Then it's just 5 mana.
Yeah,
that's way easier.
That's way easier.
This deck can do some really crazy things. Geist Blast is not a card that anybody, I think, should be playing in a normal...
It's not a card.
It's not a card. 2 in a red, it shocks. It's 2 in a red shock. Fortunately, we have ways to discard it, so please do that as soon as possible. Once it's in your graveyard, it has the activated ability, 2 in a blue, exile it from your graveyard. Once you exile from the graveyard, you get to copy an instant or sorcery spell you control.
Yeah.
It's just another redundant way to have, because sometimes sometimes the twin casts in your hand are kind of dead. You don't really want them. But this one just sits in your graveyard. It's like, I'm ready when you are, man. You don't have to spend a card on it.
Nivik's Guildmage.
Can you tell me what this card does?
It's a 2/2 for 2.
Yep.
That has 2 activated abilities.
They're not bad.
1 copies a spell, and I don't know what the other one does.
You can pay 1 red, blue, draw a card, discard a card. That's fine. 2 red blue, copy an instant sorcery spell you control.
Okay, yeah,
it's
that's fine.
pricey, but I think it's the worst option, but it's the next best one.
We already talked about Rail.
Yeah, Ral also copies spells.
With his
We'll get
minus.
to him later
Again.
And then Melek, we also already talked about him.
Yeah, they copy spells.
There's so many ways, but there's one more.
Oh.
There's Insidious Will, which is 2 blue. You can either counter a spell, choose your targets for a spell, or copy a spell.
Well, okay. Insidious
There's
Will.
so many ways to copy spells in this deck. I love it.
All right, so
now we gotta
winning the game category, cut to ribbons.
We have to win the game with dollar bills.
We'll cut to ribbons.
Cut the ribbons, dollar bill.
This is 1 in the red to destroy target creature sorcery. No, one in the
What's
one
a
in the
creature
red.
sorcery?
1 in a red sorcery. Deal 4 damage to target creature, which you're going to destroy what you're targeting. I'm just saying.
Yeah, it most likely kills some random creature. Then it'll sit there in your graveyard for ribbons, which is X black black. Each opponent loses X life.
Yeah.
Build up to a bunch of mana. This is your best thing. It's there when you need it. It's not going to win you the game every time, but it's a leftover. It's just free.
It's a leftover just free.
Oh my god.
Gutter Snipe. This one, it's a 3 mana 2/2. Whenever you cast an instant sorcery, deal 2 damage to each opponent.
That's 6 damage every spell. That's nothing to scoff at.
I know.
Obviously, it could be better because the next one's better.
Yeah.
Because the next one can really win the game. But Gutter Snipe is your plan C. He's along with Talran. That's sometimes you win with Cut the Ribbons and Worst Fears times 8, but sometimes you win with Talrand, Gutter Snipe, mediocre beatdowns.
Okay. And also, I just realized Rel Storm's Counterment goes infinite with any 2 of the copy spells. Literally any 2. It doesn't matter which 2. So the way that this works is you have Rail on the field. That's
The Storm's Conduit.
Storm's
Remember,
Conduit.
whenever you cast or copy an instant or sorcery spell, he deals 1 to somebody.
Yes, and that's the important part here.
Walk us through this. Because
You cast, let's say, Opt. You then target that Opt with any of our copy spells. Doesn't matter which one.
Increasing Vengeance, we'll say. to show
Increasing
on screen.
Vengeance. Okay, so Increasing Vengeance is targeting Opt.
Yep.
Then you cast any of your other copy spells.
Insidious Will,
Insidious Will.
targeting Increasing Vengeance.
Targeting Increasing Vengeance. Now, every time now you have an Increasing Vengeance, which you can use to target either Insidious Will or Increasing Vengeance, doesn't matter, and then you can just do that infinitely, pinging people to death.
Each copy of the copy spell targets the other one, which normally would do nothing, but Ral says every time you copy one, you ping somebody for 1.
Yeah, so you just make infinite of these copies.
Super unique. We actually fit an infinite combo into this $1 deck. You're throwing $1 bills at everybody. They don't know what to do. They're just dying. They're dying left and right.
Yeah, you're actually throwing one. You get to throw 1 damage at a time.
Oh, what did you lose to? I lost to Insidious Will, copying Increasing Vengeance.
You can also just do it with one of the exiles too. What's the weird one? Geist Blast.
Geist Blast, but that's an activated ability.
But it doesn't matter. You use Geist Blast to copy Increasing Vengeance.
Yeah.
Increasing Vengeance copies Increasing Vengeance.
Oh, it copies itself?
It's copies Increasing Vengeance, and then you just make infinite of those. That's why it doesn't matter which one you have.
Oh, jeez.
All you need is once you copy the Increasing Vengeance once, it can always target Increasing Vengeance again.
So yes, ridiculous copy shenanigans. There actually is an infinite combo. It's a janky 3-card one.
Yep.
This is $1 budget. We're balling out a budget bomb, okay? Give us some credit
It's
here.
not even
This
that-
is cool.
It's not even that janky. It's still
not even
fine.
that hard.
All these cards are fine. All the cards we're playing, like copying and all that, these cards are all fine in the deck by themselves. And then if you assemble them with like one of your weird tutors, like the 5-mana tutor that can cycle for 1 red.
Razaketh's right.
Yeah, Razaketh's right. If you just happen to use that to get one of the pieces, you can win.
That's true. And some of them just sit in the graveyard. Like Increasing Vengeance, you can flash it back, right?
Yeah, exactly. Increasing
Wow,
like
jeez.
the Geist Blast also just sits in your graveyard.
Oh my god.
It's just there. In Braille,
This is the Karmic Guide, Revel Arc, Sack Outlet, Blood Artist combo. Like, oh, it's a janky 4-card combo, but you can just assemble it sometimes.
at least so Rail you can just hold on to. That's the card you can hold on to in your hand if you're
He's the
looking
most
at the combo. But
The
you
rest
have
is hidden.
Was it 5 or 6 copy spells? I don't remember.
There's a lot.
Because even the mage, if you use the Increasing Vengeance and then you copy it with
Like
the
McMellic?
Niv whatever.
Oh, Niv Mizzix?
Yeah. Or
No, not that one. I can't. Mizzix, the Guild Mage.
also if you cast if you have Rail out, if you cast a spell, I guess you have to have flash because no, they're all instants. All of them are instants. So yeah, if you cast a spell and on top of your deck is Increasing Vengeance,
Yeah.
you can target out with the original Increasing Vengeance. The copy targets Increasing Vengeance.
Woo! Oh,
So
boy.
any combination of 2 of the copy spells, as long as you do need to have like at least 1 Insidious Will and 1 Increasing Vengeance type effect.
All right.
It's so cool.
The new best card in the deck is Railstorm's Conduit. He's been the highlight of almost every category. Turns out he goes infinite. This card is ridiculous. For just $1, I would pick some of these up.
I would call him the Gourmet Bagel.
The Gourmet Bagel.
Which
the Ballin on a Budget Bomb Gourmet Bagel.
Yes, he's the Gourmet Bagel is the rest of these cards are the bread and butter of the Ballin on the Budget Bomb deck. But this
is the best one.
This is the best one, and he's not just bread and butter. He's a Gourmet Bagel.
He's a Gourmet Bagel. Now moving on to less good cards that still win the game. Jaya's Emulating Furrow. If we can Seething Song, if we can Mana Geyser, we can try to just dome our opponents for like 20 each.
Yeah, you can target.
It's X, red. Legendary Sorcery. We have both of those in here, I just realized.
Yeah.
Deal X to 3 different targets.
You have both of them? There's more.
Karn's, Temporal Sundering, and Jaya's.
We said both of them.
We don't have the stupid Yawgmoth one. That card's bad.
Yeah, I was going to say, oh no. Poor Ken.
Boopy.
Ken plays that card.
Whatever. Sorry, Ken. Get over yourself.
Epic Experiment.
Oh, this card is so confusing.
Go ahead.
I just had to look it up because I had so many questions about when you could do stuff with this. Classic is a card. X, blue-red. Exile the top X cards of your library. For each instant and sorcery card with mana cost X or less among them, you may cast that card without paying its mana cost. Then put all cards exiled this way that weren't cast into the graveyard. So the way this works with fork effects, instant and sorcery copiers, I got really confused. If you cast Epic Experiment and you flip, let's say, Increasing Vengeance, you can target Epic Experiment but it won't do anything. Because Epic Experiment will go to the graveyard, and then when you try to resolve all the spells, it won't do anything.
Wait, you'll be able to target it?
I think so, yeah. I looked at judge rulings on this forever.
That is so weird.
I don't know. But if you want to cast Epic Experiment, respond, cast Increasing Vengeance from your hand to copy it, and X is 6, you'll get 2 instances of X equals 6.
Okay, that makes sense. That was weird.
I was confused by the timing because it doesn't really say, what if you hit Opt and Increasing Vengeance? Can you Increasing Vengeance your Opt within the Epic Experiment? And you can.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's all confusing.
But this is a Genesis wave that's just going to cast a bajillion instant or sorceries. If you have Swarm Intelligence out and you cast Epic Experiment,
you probably win.
For X equals anything, I don't know how the game's not over.
Wait, is it from your hand? Is the copy all of them?
Like I said, Swarm Intelligence says from anywhere.
I thought
Any
so.
cast gets you the copy.
What's the average CMC of this deck? Because
it's only 3.55. We have all this big jank, and we kept it down at 3.5.
That's good. That's where we want to be.
There's even a Treasure Cruise in this deck.
There's a Treasure Cruise. That costs 8 mana. Always.
Every time.
And never any less.
I had so much fun brewing this. This is like the most...
What's the total... Well, hold on. Oh, what's the total cost of this deck?
You can buy this deck right now.
On TCGplayer, which we have an affiliate link in the description below.
Check it out.
So if you would like to support us and buy this whole deck, you can head over through that link and buy all these cards.
But the deck came out to $38.
$38?
It's like... I was thinking, like, why don't I just buy this deck for $38 and have a sweet thing? Christmas present, anniversary present, birthday present. You found $40 on the street and you don't know what to do with it. Get your first Magic deck. Why are you watching this channel? I don't know. Well, that's a bunch of useless advice for you.
Do you know why they're watching this channel? Because now they just got a $40 deck that isn't... never mind.
Were you gonna...
No, I was gonna throw shade.
Yeah, don't throw shade.
I'm not throwing shade. I have no problem with any other YouTubers at all.
There's hidden gems in here.
I love you all.
We're breaking new ground. I love making this deck. This was so much fun.
Yeah.
$38.
It was so fun.
It's so powerful for $38.
Nah.
How do we do it?
It's like Kanye West always says, no one man should have all that power.
But you can when you go to the link in the description. You know who doesn't have to go to the link in the description? I don't know, that's a bad segue. Our patrons. There's 30 of them. They're like a little mini army, and they're coming to give us money because they support our endeavors. And if we get 20 more, just 20 more patrons, what are we doing?
An underwater box opening where we take Dragon's Maze and we open it underwater. We don't know where we're doing it, but I'm thinking we're buying a kiddie pool.
I'm thinking kiddie pool.
I'm thinking kiddie pool in 4K, opening packs underwater,
giving away the soggy rares
to
you, the viewer.
We will be giving soggy rares to you, the viewer.
If you're a patron.
If you're a patron,
you gotta earn it. Come on.
Yeah. You, the viewer. If you're a patron, why not just say you, the patrons?
You, the patrons.
All right. This video is cool.
Yeah, this video was so much fun. I love doing it. Maybe we'll come back to it.
No,
if you want us to come back to it, you definitely should tell us.
We can do budget bomb. Like we can do this more often if you want. We can do budget. We can do only cards under $1 decks whenever. But it's just, if you guys like this, let us know in the description below. I know this sounds similar to another YouTube channel, but
Every one of them?
every one of them.
Oh, just check out the description below, guys. Don't say it's below. Everyone knows it's below.
That's not even what I was saying. I was saying we sound like another Magic YouTube channel saying we'll make decks that don't cost a lot of money. Don't know anyone like that?
We should rename our channel. We should call it EDH half dollars. I think that sounds good.
EDH half dollars. Well, the EDH half from your favorite YouTubers, the EDH half dollars. Peace out, Tribe Scouts.
Signing off. Oh, we're going to keep that? Oh, peace out, Tribe Scout.